Welcome to Alchemist of Self, Unleashing Your Magical Potential, the podcast that takes you on a transformative journey to discover your true power within. I'm your host, Michelle Wistuba, and together we'll explore the realms of mindset, spirituality, mysticism, and so much more. I literally just filmed this whole episode and technology did a number on me and the file was corrupt, and here we are. Yay. Filming number 2, round 2. Wish me luck. Hopefully this one doesn't fuck out and does a number on me. If you're tuning in from YouTube and got the visuals, you can see that I'm in this new location. So if you listen to the last episode, I was saying how once that episode was uploaded, I'll be on my way to Finland. I'll probably be on a flight because I scheduled that episode to upload on its own. And here we are in Finland. It's summertime and it's so good in the countryside at our family summer batch, overlooking our private beach. It's just beautiful. I've spent the morning swimming and sunbathing and just hanging out and slowing down and enjoying the now. So today I am going to start unraveling my story a bit more. I have realized that I haven't actually talked that much about my own stories. I know that I've touched on, my story with burnout in 2021, and I will touch on that again on this podcast at some later date. But it's time to tell a bit more about myself, my story, my journey, my path, and what that has entailed. And what I really felt called to linking it back to for today's episode is when you are in an environment that is no longer serving you, of who you're becoming, of supporting your visions, of creating possibilities for opportunities of what you want to live and make happen with the visions you see for yourself, and how sometimes the environments that we're in are too small or are toxic or have too many wounds and too much pain linked to them, or we are trapped in unhealthy loops or habits in these locations, and sometimes you literally just need to get the fuck out of those environments, like physically remove yourself so that you can finally expand, you can heal, you can grow, you can rediscover who you truly are and allow yourself to live in limitless possibilities of your visions that you have for yourself. And sometimes you've just outgrown where you are and it's just time to move on. And this has definitely been the case for me a couple of times in my life, where it has definitely been very, very necessary for me to physically get the fuck out of my environment because it was no longer serving me or it was becoming toxic. But the one I want to specifically talk about today is I was a pretty big party girl from the age of 18 till 21. I was loving raves, and also I was loving drugs, and I ended up landing a promo job for actually my homeboy Tony, who was running Bass Freaks, that was running like most of the drum and bass gigs in Christchurch for now Southern Shakedown. But yeah, I met Tony and he offered me to be a promo model for his gigs. And so I would get free parties every weekend, multiple times a weekend, pretty much. Back then it was like from Thursday to Sundays, it was like raves every fucking weekend in Christchurch. So it was a lot of parties and a lot of drugs. And I also was working in hospo, so I was working as a waitress, but also as a bartender during the weekend, so nightlife, and definitely was drinking and taking drugs to like keep up with those late night shifts. But yeah, a lot of partying, a lot of after parties, hotel parties till like Monday. Sleep for a day and then start the work week again and the party week. And this was all great and fun, and I honestly had such a good fucking time. Definitely, I was pretty lost quite often, to be honest, but it was all good. I definitely had a lot of fun at the time until it wasn't fun anymore. And when I was about 20, I really, I got very lost and very confused, and I knew that I wanted to get the fuck out of this loop of like constant partying every weekend. Um, but I wasn't allowing myself that breathing space to even think or wonder or allow inspiration for something more for myself. And I just knew that I actually had to physically get the fuck out of my environment. And so I decided that I was going to move to Finland, back to my homeland, and literally just get out of the environment, remove myself from the party, remove myself from the drugs, remove myself from, just that whole party life. And then also, my family is over in Finland, and, my little brothers who are not so little anymore, but at the time they were pre-teenage years, so still young, but they were like getting more mature, and I really wanted to be a part of their lives and a part of that stage of their lives to really form that connection with them. And also my mumu, my grandma, who's my mum's mum, at the time she was still alive, and of course I didn't know how long she was going to have left, and my dad is here too, etc., etc. So that was a big pull as well, was like to actually come over here and in my adult life for the first time live in Finland and have that quality time with my family. So I also applied for a makeup course in Helsinki, Makeup Forever Academy, a 6-month course to continue my studies with makeup artistry. And yeah, I had fuck all money, like a few hundred. I think I had like 800 euros that I flew over with. I just bought my ticket and came over with 800 euros. And came over to Finland, got the fuck out of that environment, and it was the best possible thing I could have done in the circumstances that I was in. It was a breath of fresh air. It wasn't easy. Like I said, I think came with 800 euros. That shit evaporates pretty quickly. But I started my studies, and I ended up getting my first own apartment within 3 months of moving to Finland. Literally like living on my own apartment. So that was amazing. I had that for 2 years until I moved back to New Zealand. Had my own apartment, and holy fuck, it was so good. Like, that's really where a lot of self-discovery, spiritual awakening, healing, expanding, growth happened in that apartment, with just me, myself, and I, and facing the ugliest parts of myself and facing the most beautiful parts of myself, and just having my own sacred space without any other people's interference was amazing. And I highly recommend everybody would once in their lifetime live on their own. It's amazing. And from there, just a lot of my, like I said, that self-discovery and the spiritual work really started happening on a different level. Like I Ended up reading 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra, which really changed the game for me and got me very interested in law of attraction. So that's really when my journey with studying the knowledge of law of attraction and manifestation started for me. I also decided to apply for a role that didn't exist. So basically I decided to not work in hospo anymore. I fucking hated hospo at that point. It gave me anxiety, the thought of having to go and waitress or be a bartender and be in that if you've been a waitress or bartender, you feel me, it's fucking intense, being in that kind of service. Yeah. So I was like, fuck that. I'm gonna work in retail here in Finland. And so I actually applied for a alternative store here in Finland, and I decided that I wanted to be their in-house makeup artist. Now, this role didn't exist. I made this role happen, and so I sent them an email, organized a meeting with them, and literally just said that this is my vision, this is what I want to do. I want to be your in-house makeup artist for your campaign photos and also do makeup in your stores during Halloween. And so that's, I got the role that didn't exist. I made it happen. And then I also became full-time retail, at on-floor retail in the stores. And from there, I actually became a beauty buyer for them. So I brought in cruelty-free makeup into that store, and then I was in charge of making sure that those products were getting marketed, were in the campaign photos, they were getting pushed on social media. I was coming up with creative ideas to market those products. Ended up getting flown over to Italy for a work trip for 1 week. That was all paid for. Got daily payment, plus everything was paid for, the flights, accommodation, food for the 7 days. And we went to a beauty convention to not only to work for their sister company, which was a hair coloring company or brand, but also to find new makeup brands and stuff to stock in the store. So that was amazing. And I also landed a job as a makeup artist for the dancers at the #1 live TV show that was streaming here in Finland called Tähdet, which is all these Finnish celebrities that come together and for a few weeks, and it's like this competition type of TV show. So they have to perform, and it's, people win and lose and blah, 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 blah. So I was doing that for 2 seasons in a row. Did some work for a couple of short films, some makeup work for modeling agencies for their portfolio models, some photo shoots, and just really, really spread my wings. So that was incredible. Was it always easy? No, but fuck, did it allow me to grow and discover myself and find myself and deepen the connection with myself and my knowing. And from there, just really actually recognizing, I started to really have these awakenings to seeing beyond the veil of the system. That's really when I started to recognize escaping the matrix, etc. But that's a whole other story which I will touch on at a later episode. But my point is, as I share this, my point was just to say that sometimes you need to get the fuck out of your environment that is not serving you, your growth, your expansion, your visions, your dreams, your goals. Not getting the support, not getting the opportunities, not being able to expand, and maybe getting hurt or like I said, in unhealthy habits and loops. Sometimes you can change in your environment, of course, like a lot of the time we can. A lot of the time it's us that when we change our internal world and change our habits, our external world will shift. For sure, 100%. But then there is times when it doesn't matter how much inner work we do to shift and create change of our external realities. The shit doesn't change that's external, and we need to get out. And it's not easy, but it's so fucking worth it. And when you make that brave, bold move, you will expand. You will grow exponentially. It will feel so rewarding for you. Will it be scary? Yes. But it's so fucking worth it. And something that I want to recommend that I didn't know at the time about, but something that can be fun for you to look into if you're wanting to move cities, towns, states, countries, is looking at your astrocartography. So this is really where your astrology is linked to, you know, the globe, like the different countries, different cities, different states, and looking at like what country or state or city or town is activating what energy in your astrology. So some places may activate like real deep fucking shadow work, like you're gonna have to fucking go through it. Or some places may activate more that caring, nurturing, soft, healing, feminine energy as well. Or some may activate inspiration and drive. So if you've got some projects, or you're writing a book, or you're working on a business, that would be perfect, because you'll be like fully activated in that inspiration and that motivation and ambition. Or maybe going somewhere where that love is activated, like you might find love, or you'll find love within yourself, etc. Like there's all these different energies, and they will activate differently in your personal astrology. So astrocartography, highly recommend. It's very interesting to look at what will happen when you go to these different places, as they will carry different energies for you. And of course, if you are wanting guidance and support to be able to be making these moves confidently for yourself, these brave, bold moves, this is literally what I support you in a high-level one-on-one coaching container called Alchemy Code. I support you in making bold moves on your visions, on any business ideas that you already have, or making new moves like moving fucking countries, or whatever it is, where either you already know what you do want, but you just need to break through any of the self-sabotage, limiting beliefs, feelings of fear, feelings of unworthiness, or maybe you're still discovering your soul purpose. I'm a soul purpose coach, spiritual life coach, and a human design reader, literally here to activate it for you to reclaim your power, your unique gifts, and really fucking own that shit and break through those loops that are no longer serving you, so that you can expand and allow yourself to step into that next level version of yourself. I currently have 3 spaces available for one-on-one coaching, and would be a fucking honor to guide you to your next level. That is all, my loves, and I'm excited to continue unraveling my story, sharing my story and my journey of what the fuck I've been through and what I've been up to up until this point of my life, and hoping that it will resonate with some of you and you can relate to some of it, and hoping that it will bring you some answers or some guidance on how to navigate what you are currently going through, or what you have been through, and still just processing all of that. Or maybe it's just a good fun to fucking listen to. So thank you for tuning into this episode, and I will see you on the next one. Mwah.